So, you've decided that crypto is an opportunity you just aren't going to let pass by, and you're ready to get your hands on some. Well, your first step is that you're going to have to find yourself a top-notch platform to make that happen. In the US, two of the most popular options are, of course, Coinbase and Robinhood. But here's the big question: which one is better? Well, in this video, I'll be telling you about the pros and cons of both and comparing them side by side. Oh, and I'll also be sharing my top tips and reveal what I personally look for in a crypto exchange. So be sure to stick around. Before I get started, there is something I need to make clear. I'm many things: a mentor, teacher, friend, son, brother, and possibly a father. I hope not. But there is one thing that I'm most definitely not, and that is a financial advisor. Not even an accidental one. So, if you're looking for financial advice, you better pull out of this right now. Now, with that PSA out of the way, I'm going to say hey to all the new viewers today. The name is Guy, your crypto guy, and over here at the Bureau, my team and I are here to ensure that you don't end up high and dry in this crazy crypto world. If you're interested in leveling up that crypto knowledge, then you'll want to join Team Coin Bureau by smacking that subscribe button and flicking that little bell. Do that and you'll be the first to know whenever I release another important video. One final thing: unlike the customer support departments at crypto exchanges, I actually respect your time. So, behold the video timeline below. It's broken down into various sections, so if required, you can skip ahead to the section of this video that interests you the most. But be warned, if you do that, then you're likely to miss out on some of my pearls of wisdom. So, Coinbase versus Robinhood, let's go. To get things started, I'd better give you a brief overview of who these Robinhood and Coinbase folks are. It's really important to know, as they will of course be holding your funds. If you already know all about them, feel free to skip ahead. So, what's the dealio with Coinbase? Well, they were founded back in 2012, so they are one of the OG crypto exchanges. Earlier this year, Coinbase actually IPO'd, meaning they are now listed on the US stock market. This may be a big deal for those that believe stock market listed companies are held more accountable than privately owned ones. Coinbase also boasts some pretty crazy numbers, with over 56 million verified users. Their business products and services are also trusted by 8,000 institutions, and around $335 billion of quarterly volume is reported by the platform. Oh, and here's yet another fun stat. Coinbase is also entrusted with $223 billion in assets on the exchange. So yeah, these guys are certainly major players in the crypto exchange game. And where might Coinbase be headquartered? Well, if you'd asked that question a year ago, the answer would have been San Francisco. However, many of you have probably noticed that offices have not been in vogue over the last year or so due to a pesky pandemic. That forced Coinbase to shift towards remote working. Yes, they still have offices around the world, but that shift to a remote-first company means that Coinbase doesn't have any formal headquarters anymore. Instead, the company now claims to be decentralized, at least according to CEO and founder Brian Armstrong. When it comes to regulations, Coinbase holds a plethora of different licenses to enable it to operate in most states in the US, and it's registered as a money services business with FinCEN. Outside of the US, Coinbase is authorized to operate by the Financial Conduct Authority in the UK. Oh, another important thing to know about Coinbase is that it is essentially two exchanges in one. On one hand, you have regular Coinbase, which is pretty simple and easy to use, so perfect for crypto newcomers. On the other hand, you have Coinbase Pro, which offers more advanced trading functionality and access to lower fees. However, all Coinbase users can access both regular Coinbase and Coinbase Pro with the same login and password, so do be aware of that. Now, let's move on to Robinhood. I'm sure that many of you have heard of these guys after the shenanigans with the GameStop stock and Wall Street bets earlier this year. Founded in 2013, it's a mobile-only broker that has raised a staggering $5.6 billion in funding. In a similar fashion to Coinbase, it recently went public in an IPO. So one hopes that the public company status will bring more scrutiny to its operations. These guys are headquartered in California and are a FINRA-regulated broker-dealer. They're also registered with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Good news for those that want a fully regulated way to get exposure to the price of crypto. Yes, Robinhood was thrust into the mainstream by its commission-free stock trading. However, it also allows users to speculate on crypto. But how popular is Robinhood? Well, reports have Robinhood down as having around 18 million funded accounts and around $80 billion of assets under custody. Now, when it comes to the popularity of crypto trading on Robinhood, it turns out there has been some explosive growth over there. Apparently, in the last quarter of 2020, only 1.7 million people traded crypto on the app. Well, by the end of the first quarter of this year, that number stood at a staggering 9.5 million. Okay, so those are the top-level stats on these platforms. It's time to move on to the next most important consideration, and that is supported jurisdictions. Okay, so to get on Robinhood, you need to be aged 18 or over and be a US citizen, permanent resident, or have a valid US visa. You also need a valid social security number and physical address in the US. That means that if you live outside of the land of the free, then you unfortunately cannot use the Robinhood app. For those Americans out there who are looking to jump on a plane and vacation abroad, you should know that you can trade on the app outside of the US. That's unless you visit places that are on the US government's naughty list. That includes places like Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and Crimea. So just be aware of that. But what if you live outside of the US? Well, the good news is that Coinbase supports over 100 different countries. So wherever you're based in the world, chances are you can create an account here. The one glaring omission is Australia. Now, I've linked to Coinbase's full accepted country list in the description below, so check that out if you want to check whether you can create an account here or not. Oh, and if you're based in the US, just take note that every state is supported except Hawaii. I guess that's the price you pay for living in paradise, huh? Moving on though, I want to take a look at asset support. After all, if the coin that you want to buy is not listed, then it doesn't serve much purpose. Okay, so I'm just going to be straight up and say that Robinhood's crypto selection isn't the best. 7 cryptos are available for trading, and that includes Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, Ethereum, the legendary Dogecoin, Ethereum Classic, and Litecoin. Sure, that's probably good enough for those just wanting to get some price exposure to some of the most popular cryptocurrencies. But what about if you want to get access to something a little more exotic? Or that hot altcoin that your friend has told you about? Well, Coinbase offers access to around 75 cryptocurrencies. That includes the likes of Polkadot, Solana, Cardano, and many more. I've popped a link to all the cryptos supported by Coinbase below, so you can check that out at your leisure. On to the next most important consideration for any crypto trading platform, and that is, of course, security. Regardless of whether you're using Coinbase Pro or regular Coinbase, you should note that the company claims that not a single customer has lost funds due to a breach of the Coinbase or Coinbase Pro trading platforms. That being said, even if Coinbase itself has not been hacked, some users have fallen foul of email account takeovers, SIM swap attacks, and password breaches. Some of these have indeed led to Coinbase customers losing their funds. Now, that sounds scary, but the truth is that in 2020, only 0.004% of customers had their Coinbase accounts compromised, so about 1 in 25,000. Those odds can further be reduced by leveling up your crypto security by enabling the following measures. 2-factor authentication by using an app like Google Authenticator, Authy, or Microsoft Authenticator. Picking a super strong password that you use nowhere else. And creating a fresh email account that you only use for crypto. Now, I've actually already done a video on how to enhance your crypto exchange security, so if you want to stack the odds more in your favor, then you'll want to watch that video over here. Now, that being said, Coinbase has been around for a long time, and its systems are battle-tested. 97% of all customer crypto is stored offline, and those private keys are geographically separated too, so that further dilutes risk and puts them out of harm's way from hackers. Yes, that means that 3% of all customer funds is kept in online hot wallets. so hackers could potentially get their hands on it if they manage to crack the Coinbase safe. However, these funds are insured, so that should put your mind at ease. A word of warning though, this insurance won't cover account losses that are due to a breach or loss of your Coinbase account credentials. Now, with all that being said, Coinbase does offer crypto asset custody for institutions. That's all done through Coinbase Custody. Now, this is obviously a pretty big show of confidence. These institutions are trusting Coinbase with tens of millions of dollars worth of crypto. So it's probably safe enough for people like you and me, right? Oh, and another point to note is that cash balances are insured as well. If you're based in the US, you'll be covered by FDIC insurance, which covers USD balances held by US residents for up to $250,000 per individual. But how does Robinhood protect your funds? Well, cash balances and securities are protected by SIPC, the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. What this effectively means is that it has you covered for $500,000 and includes claims up to $250,000 in cash. However, none of that insurance will cover crypto balances. Like Coinbase, Robinhood stores the majority of customer crypto offline in cold storage. Now, I've honestly not been able to find the exact percentage of funds stored offline. But that being said, Robinhood does have crime insurance that protects a portion of the assets in event of theft. The key word here, though, is a portion. From this, we know that Robinhood isn't fully insured, so do be aware of that. When it comes to coin management, Robinhood claims to have employed an interesting process where coin transfers require authorization from a select group of people. That list of personnel is rotated constantly and is not disclosed internally or externally, so relatively fail-safe there. So now that you know the ins and outs of the security practices of Coinbase and Robinhood, the next step is finding out if your preferred funding method is supported. Now with Robinhood, you can only deposit with ACH. So sorry folks, no card deposits here. There are a few things to note here. Users can only make up to 5 deposits a day, and there is a transfer cap of $50,000 per business day into your Robinhood account. Now those restrictions are unlikely to be an issue for most people, but whales out there might want to know about that. Another thing that new Robinhood users should know is that deposits can take up to 5 business days to appear in your account. Now, that's good news if you want to protect yourself from potentially rash decisions, but it could be immensely annoying for those wanting to get exposure to those crypto markets quickly. Oh yes, there are no minimum deposits here, and Robinhood doesn't charge any fees for making a deposit either. When it comes to withdrawals from Robinhood, these are all free. However, and this is really important to note, they don't currently offer the functionality to withdraw crypto. That is something they claim to be working on though, so I'll pin a comment to this video if that ever does come to pass. With Coinbase, the deposit methods open to you will vary according to which country you're based in. However, the core deposit methods for Coinbase are bank transfer, PayPal, debit card, and credit card. I've popped a link in the description below so you can see what deposit methods are available to you. Now, when it comes to the most cost-efficient way to deposit on Coinbase, I would recommend you use faster payments or bank transfers if you're based in the UK, ACH transfers if you're in the US, and SEPA transfers if you're in Europe. Those deposit methods are completely free. Sure, you could use a card or PayPal to deposit if that option is available in your country. However, that usually attracts a fee of 3.99% of your entire deposit, insanely steep if you ask me. Unlike with Robinhood, you can withdraw crypto from your Coinbase account. Here you'll be charged a small network fee that Coinbase uses in order to send your transaction to the blockchain. So that's deposit and withdrawal fees. However, we can't forget those trading fees. Alrighty, with regular Coinbase, you should know that you'll be charged a spread of 0.5% for crypto buys and sells. On top of that, Coinbase charges a flat fee on transactions below $200. Now, if you're buying less than $10 in crypto, you'll be charged that spread and a 99-cent flat fee. Now, that's insane, as the overall fee level is over 10%. Those flat fees increase to $2.99 on transactions between $50 and $200 before changing to 1.49% for larger trades. What all that means is that buying small amounts of crypto on Coinbase isn't cheap, I'd go so far to say as it's a complete rip-off. That's why if you want to opt for Coinbase, I would strongly recommend that you buy and sell that crypto on Coinbase Pro instead. The biggest fee you'll pay is 0.5% for trade volume of less than $10,000 a month. That fee level falls even further if you do more trade volume, and you can check that out in the table over here. Now, confused about those taker and maker fees? Well, maker fees are those that you pay when you place an order that makes liquidity. These are generally orders like limit orders that are away from the market rate. Taker fees are paid by those who remove this liquidity, and it's generally incurred when placing market orders. Anyways, those are the fees on Coinbase Pro. How are they looking over on Robinhood? Well, you could be forgiven for thinking that trading crypto is free here. After all, Robinhood makes a big deal about being commission-free, right? Well, there are hidden fees on Robinhood, and that would be that the price you see won't be the price you get. Robinhood essentially adjusts market orders to limit orders and jacks up the buy orders by 1% and the sell orders by 5%. So yeah, you'll get a worse price than you think. This is a form of hidden fees that you should certainly be aware of. Now that you have an idea of what it will cost you to trade here, you'll want to know what the trading experience is like on each platform. So let's jump right in. Well, quite bluntly, when it comes to platforms, Coinbase Pro and Robinhood are like chalk and cheese. That's because the two trading platforms are geared towards different audiences. Coinbase Pro simply offers a much more sophisticated trading experience than you'll get on the main Coinbase exchange. On top of simple market buys, you can also place limit orders here. All that means is that you tell Coinbase Pro that you would like to buy the crypto asset if it hits a certain price. To get that set up, you need to select Limit in the order form, key in the amount of crypto you want, and set the price you want to buy it at. Once you confirm your order, the trade will automatically execute if the price of the crypto hits your limit price. Pretty handy. You can even place stop orders too. Now, the charting on Coinbase Pro is also significantly better for those that like to dabble in a bit of technical analysis. There, you can easily check out the prices of the crypto you're trading at different time intervals. On top of that, you can actually see the order book, market depth, and the recent trading history on the platform. Robinhood is a different kettle of fish entirely. All you have here are buy and sell buttons and an unlabeled price chart. Now, while you can place limit orders here, the trading functionality is exceptionally limited. It's really better suited to traders who want a no-frills trading experience. But then again, you also have the regular Coinbase trading interface, which is just as simple as Robinhood. Moreover, if you do feel like upgrading your trading experience and moving over to Coinbase Pro, that can be done with a simple click. Now, we all hope that our trading goes smoothly. However, sometimes stuff goes wrong and we may need help. Or sometimes we just have simple questions that we'd like answered. Well, there is nothing more infuriating than being left hanging for weeks on end. That's why when choosing any crypto platform, it's a good idea to consider the quality of customer support. Okay, so both Coinbase and Robinhood offer email support. However, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but I've never had a good experience with Coinbase's customer support. I found that email support takes days or weeks to get a response, and it's almost as if Coinbase support agents are copying and pasting email templates as responses. Now, that being said, users at Robinhood have also widely reported issues about the poor quality of customer support. Indeed, in some cases, Robinhood locked customer accounts for more than a month, which meant users couldn't access their funds. Quite disconcerting. Now, yes, Robinhood offers phone support, but good luck in getting through to anyone anytime soon. However, with Coinbase phone support, you won't even get to speak to a real person. Instead, you can only call these days to disable your account if you believe security has been compromised. So yeah, not very good news on the support front for either platform. Now, that's about all I have time for today, folks. However, I do want to share a few quick closing thoughts and highlight some of the shortcomings of Coinbase and Robinhood. So one of the major issues with Robinhood is that it's not what I would call a true crypto exchange. Sure, you can get exposure to the price action of crypto. However, until they enable crypto withdrawals, they cannot be considered an exchange. That's a bit of a problem if you want the option of taking control of your own private keys. Moreover, what happens if you want to move your crypto to another exchange to buy a wider selection of coins? Well, currently, you can't do that, and you're stuck with their meager selection of only 7 cryptocurrencies. While Coinbase does support a much larger selection of coins, it's still somewhat limited compared to the wide array of coins and tokens on the broader market. It is true that Coinbase Pro charting is significantly more advanced than that offered by regular Coinbase and Robinhood. However, this pales in comparison to the charting tools available at other crypto exchanges. Also, the fees on even Coinbase Pro are notoriously high compared to other exchanges. Yes, 0.5% in trading fees may sound pretty good when you compare that against regular Coinbase or Robinhood. However, the truth is that other exchanges offer a wider selection of different cryptos and trading fees starting at 5 times less than Coinbase Pro. So, if you're interested in checking out some of the best Robinhood and Coinbase alternatives, then you'll want to check the link in the description below. There, you'll find exchanges with much wider coin support, better trading interfaces, and lower fees. If that wasn't enough, there are deals there that offer up to a 44% trading fee discount. Now, of course, if you're happy with either Robinhood or Coinbase for the time being, then you'll find links to them below as well. So, now it's time to hear your thoughts. Do you prefer Robinhood or Coinbase? Is there a better alternative out there? Let me know in the comments. And finally, if you appreciate the effort that went into this video, then why not give me a little pat on the back? You can do that by patting that like button. If you'd like to see even more crypto videos from me, then you can sign up for that with one click of that subscribe button, as well as pinging that little bell. Stay cryptic, folks, and don't let the no-coiners grind you down.